Well, folks, I appear to have poked a hornet's nest in my rundown of the best clean flight controllers May 2016 update. I talked about the TBS PowerCube, and Team Black Sheep has taken a strong objection to some of the things I said. TBS is saying that I misrepresented the quality of the ESCs in the PowerCube. And what I said in the video, and I've gone back and I've watched the video again to make sure that I'm absolutely correct about this, I said, I have no confidence that these are spectacular ESCs because they run on an Atmel chip. They're probably pretty mediocre. There are very few Atmel ESCs that do very well. The only Atmel ESCs that do well have a dedicated gate driver. I suspect that these are very mediocre ESCs. Now, what I got wrong there is that these ESCs do have a dedicated gate driver. And I tried to look up whether they had a dedicated gate driver before I did this video, and I searched for gate driver, and I wasn't searching for the correct term. The term that Black Sheep uses is FET driver, and that's a standard term as well. I've always heard them referred to as gate drivers. I didn't think to search for FET driver, and so I failed to determine that these had a dedicated FET driver. If I knew that they had a dedicated FET driver when I made this video, I would have made a different estimation of their performance. But I'm also going to stick up for myself, because if I only told you guys things that I was 100% confident about and that I had 100% thoroughly researched, then there would be a whole lot of stuff that we would just never talk about. But there's other times when we're sort of talking in a more casual way and talking about, well, what do you think about this product? You know, take a look at this frame. Do you think, oh, that carbon fiber looks mighty thin there. I wonder if it's going to break. Well, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. And I don't feel like I have to get hard data for every single thing that I talk to you about. If the hard data is there, then I'll certainly use it. I feel like my obligation to you as a, dare I say, a journalist in some sense, is to make sure that you know what level of confidence you should have in the information I'm giving you. So if I say this flight controller uses a CP210 chip and that flight controller uses a virtual COM port, that's just a statement of fact. And I believe that that's true. I'll have researched it. But if I say, like I said in the review of the Black Sheep, the PowerCube, I suspect that these are very mediocre ESCs, I'm not saying these will be very mediocre ESCs. I'm not saying there's a test result where they were very mediocre ESCs. I'm saying I suspect that they're very mediocre ESCs. And I feel like you guys are intelligent enough to read between the lines there and know when I'm telling you something that I feel like is a fact, and know when I'm telling you something that I'm kind of thinking about. And it's like, you know, you show me a half-ton pickup truck with a 6-cylinder diesel engine in it, and you say, what do you think the mileage is on that? I think it's 35 miles a gallon. And I'm going to go, I don't think so. I don't think. They're like, well, you didn't test it. How do you know? And that's what I feel like Team Black Sheep is doing here. They're saying, well, you don't know what my ESCs do. And I'm like, you know what? The best Atmel ESC that QuadMFly has ever tested is the Afro HV with the dedicated gate drivers, and it's still between 15th and 24th on the list in terms of thrust output. So I think it's fairly safe to conclude that an Atmel ESC, no matter how good it is probably not going to be great. The exception being KISS. KISS uses an Atmel chip, and they're some of the best ESCs on the market. And everybody else who uses an Atmel chip is, well, you know, in the 15 to 20 or worse compared to any $12 or $13 or $15 Scilabs chip with an F390 or an F330. So look, I'm not making stuff up here, and I'm not shooting from the hip. I'm just telling you, you know, the Atmel ESCs always do worse. And if this is an exception, then it is incumbent on the person who is making the extraordinary claim to prove the extraordinary claim, right? That's what I say. And if Team Black Sheep has thrust test results, or if they want to, I certainly don't want to obligate QuadMFly to do any testing if he doesn't want to, but if they want to send one to QuadMFly so he can test it, I will be the first one to shout it from the mountaintops that I was wrong, because I love it when data disproves my assumptions and when I find something. When I found out KISS ESCs used an Atmel ESC, I was like, really? Well, that's amazing. And I'm really thrilled to know that there's this exception to the rule. That excites me. And if this is an exception to the rule, I'll be the first one to say I was wrong. But I won't apologize for communicating information that I'm not 100% confident about, as long as I'm honest about where, you know, the level of confidence that I have. And I think you guys are capable of handling that. The other thing that I want to say before I sign off is that I did not trash this product. I said I try never to trash products because if there's I've seen products out there that I think are garbage and I just don't show them to you. I don't it's a waste of your time. It's just gratuitous for me to put a product up and go, "What a dog. It's terrible." Right? I'm not going to do that. I always try and think about who is this product for and who is going to appreciate this product and how can I help them understand that this is a product for them and who is going to dislike this product and how can I help them understand that they shouldn't buy this product. And I said, that this is a good product for people who want an integrated build. It's simpler, it's easy, it's a good fit for a Pure X racer. I said the flight controller is probably fine. I said I don't know much about the flight controller, but it's probably fine. Most F3 controllers, I haven't heard anything bad about it. So it's not like I trashed this. I said many positive things about it and tried to say who I thought it was for. But it's not for me, and I stand by that. It's not for me. Even if it had good ESCs, it's not for me because I like to be able to pick and choose, and I don't mind, I don't find the integration to be worth paying extra for. And that's ultimately what it comes down to. It's a $140 product. Yeah, it's a $140 project. Okay, thanks. See, I did my research, God forbid. And for that price, you can get a fantastic, for $60, you can get a fantastic set of F390 ESCs. You know they're good. You don't have to speculate. TBS says these ESCs maybe they are good. I don't know. They haven't been tested. Whereas I can buy something that's been tested. I know that it has good thrust, good efficiency, great braking, etc. I can get a great set of ESCs and a flight controller and have $50 in my pocket. And for me, that's why ultimately this will never be the product for me. Because I'd rather have 4 ESCs, a flight controller, and $50 than this product. And that's where my values fall down. Anyway, there you go. That's my response to that. I won't be mentioning this again. This is my official response. I will not be going back and forth again. I think we've all said our piece. I don't think it behooves us to get into big arguments. My comment section is very cordial and very informative, and I plan to keep it that way. Thank you guys for watching. Happy flying.